Hi guys, happy Tuesday and welcome back to my channel. Mr. Kelvin Rafadi, let me just refresh your memories. Who is this person? So his name came up during Lieutenant General Lamkwana's testimony when he was speaking about the Directorate of Priority Crimes Investigation Head, the DPCI head. And his name came out then that he knew. And he got those news from VUSUMUZI MATLALA that Shadrach Sibiya is about to be appointed for that post. And he came and confirmed those allegations. Before we can go further, let me just play you guys the clip where he confirms that indeed he was told about Shadrach Sibiya occupying that position.
Indeed, I can confirm that I did send that advert, and not only to MATLALA, to many other people as it was advertised. But since that time, after he then bragged to me to say the position now it's going to be filled by General Shadrach Sibiya. So what I've done is that it was on the 11th, and then on the 13th, I wrote a WhatsApp to General Fanima Semula with concern, telling him that why this post is advertised without disabilities being welcomed, and again that there is nepotism. So I was warning him about the so-called nepotism, that there's already a vacancy that I learned of that is already has a name tag. But it didn't end there. Then I also wrote an email to the police secretariat and to the parliament at info@parliament email. I've got proof of such. Now, to answer again your other question is that, do I know MATLALA? Yes, of course, we come from the same township. And then since he is into the business of security under close protection, we were indeed somehow in communications, even previously, getting cars from him for close protection, security personnel and the likes.
So to those who don't know, who is this Kelvin guy? Because it seems like he's doing a lot of interviews as of late. He's a man who actually loves the camera. This is not the first time we see him too much on our media. He's a man who loves the camera. But to those who don't know, he is a forensic crime expert investigator. And he's also known as a research associate at the University of Johannesburg. He has an MBA, various diplomas, advanced diplomas in security, risk, fraud, investigation, policing, cybersecurity, and leadership. He was registered with professional oversight forensic investigation bodies, e.g. the Institute of Commercial Forensic Practitioners, Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. So his role is to be a forensic investigator in both public, helping missing persons cases, assisting police in private community settings. He also writes opinion pieces and public letters about crime policy, vigilantism, mob justice, crime hotspots. He has taken on pro bono work as well in certain missing cases and investigator matter. I want to assume, if you guys know Tunolo PI, I want to think that probably some of the things that Tunolo does are what these people does. Just that Tunolo is more of like many securities, and they help with private investigation duties to those people who are experiencing maybe missing person, abuse, crime, like cash in transit, all those type of situations. That's the type of work that they do. This man has been very vocal about this issues of crime and all of that. And his stance is rather questionable because he doesn't like corruption, but is very much associated with corruption. And his association is not just with MATLALA, as he has also recently confirmed that he knows MATLALA and they're in the same business.
MATLALA, we were in the same security industry, and besides that, he grew up in my township. So there was a time when I used to rent out cars, my own vehicles, for the matric dance events, and then subsequent to that, I used to even subcontract some of the vehicles from him.
He's also vouched, or seems like he's friends with BHEKI, because BHEKI leaving office doesn't seem like he liked that idea of him leaving office.
And just to answer you, we can say that we've seen the minister BHEKI, the time when he was a commissioner, he was very effective.
And besides that, his stance as a human being is also questionable. He once said this in David Mashabela's studios about the underworld and all of that.
Hotel, at least once or twice a week, they must see the bosses of the underworld, having coffee with you, and then nobody will touch your business. Nobody will rob your business because he's now associated with those particular underworld. So then it becomes like they are extorting you, but at the same time, you feel protected.
So as Vele, an investigator, he should be knowing about the underworld and everything. Are you telling me that you can be an investigator with such an experience that he has portrayed and have so many opinions about a lot of things in South Africa, but you couldn't see that your friend was a criminal, which is VUSUMUZI MATLALA? Before we can get to that part, I wanted us to look at some of the stunts that he had. Number one, I'll start with AKA. With AKA, he was not really concerned about what happened with AKA. One of the first things that he was concerned about was people circulating the video.
There's a difference, like I said, when an ordinary citizen takes a video footage and distributing it. And there's a difference between a security official who's CIRA registered or a shop owner, a manager, who distribute the very same footage. But it is prohibited. One should follow the rules so that this thing can stand in court. It can be legally obtained because it's more of tampering of the evidence. So we urge the citizens, if they've got such footages, not to spread it around. And in closing, what I can say, the person who has initially distributed that particular footage to be out there in the public must be charged with gross negligence.
I'm not gonna lie, as an investigator, you should be concerned about the people that are unalived, AKA, instead of being concerned about the video circulating. Yes, it was a problem for the video to circulate, but one of the first big problems that you need to have was the issue of the people that have unalived, AKA. That is number one. Number two, his stance when it comes to police officers and criminals. He said that in one situation that the police officers were supposed to just apprehend those criminals and not unalive them. Even with David Mashabela's studios, if you guys can go and watch that interview, he did say the same thing that, it depends. Before police can act, they need to check out the situation. It depends. But that's the thing. In most cases, these criminals are very brutal. Whenever the police come after them, they want to shoot. They want to deal with the police officers. Hence, there is a lot of police officers that lose their lives on duty because these criminals are that brutal. This man is saying that police officers should just not use their weapons to deal with criminals.
But at the same time, the issue of the Mercado, it is very worrying, but it is a good action that they've taken. But, one can say we should be careful not to use like the old apartheid tactics or the so-called death squad. I will call it that way. The reason being, to quantify my statement, brother, is that if something is intelligent driven, one needs to, there are measures within SAPS like your task team, your POP, which you've got your hostage negotiators that can even minimize to be trigger happy and surround those suspects and apprehend them, unlike killing all of them.
So this man, number one, he's protecting criminals. He doesn't have a problem with police officers putting their lives at risk and probably even losing their lives while in action. His role is to investigate. He's a crime expert. Hence, I still say that he knew that his friend is a criminal. There is no way that you can investigate kidnappings, be able to crack the serious crimes of South Africa. Even when you watch David Mashabela's studio, he will tell you that even when someone points you with a gun, you can see someone who points at you with a gun who knows how to use a gun and someone who doesn't know how to use a gun. This man has that type of experience, and you're telling me that he couldn't see that MATLALA is a criminal. He couldn't see that MATLALA is a dangerous man to associate with. Are you really trying to convince me to believe that this man knows nothing about what MATLALA does, but knows everything about the underworld? This is what the underworld is what the people in the underworld do, but you know nothing about your best friend? It just doesn't make sense. There's no way that you can be an expert in your house of some kind, maybe a cooking expert, but when your friend comes and cooks you lasagna that you do not like or that does not have enough salt, you don't see. You don't investigate or get worried that, okay, my friend can't cook. The fact that you are an expert should make you be able to see that, okay, this thing does not have salt. Probably if she put salt, it could have tasted like this, because you're an expert in that area. So it's the same thing with this guy. He could have been able to say that, okay, my friend, there's rumors, there's currently a case of attempted murder, he's probably associated with certain people, ANC cadres, because you're in the same business. If you're a person you're sharing business with, you become interested. Even here on YouTube, there's probably a YouTuber that you are seeing, they are growing, they're emerging. You start being interested to know more about them, what they are, what they do. That's just what happens. Women, it's even worse if I can take it to a women's side. When, as a woman, you see, okay, there's this new lady that is friends with your man, you take it upon yourself to want to check who is this lady. Our instinct, because you don't want to what? Get in trouble. You don't want to associate with wrong people. So I think that even him, like, there's no way that he didn't know his friend was involved in shady dealings and businesses. He knew very well. He just decided to not pay attention. He just decided that, no, it's trivial. It doesn't matter. Oh, no, he won't be caught. He has connections. He even knows police officers. He even knows Shadrach Sibia. He even knows who's going to occupy which position. He took advantage of that. Hence, he didn't see it necessary for him to put in the work and investigate and find out who is this guy and his, his business, in a way, his business associate, his colleague in the security industry. So this guy is friends with Ket MATLALA, the very Ket MATLALA who kidnapped Jerry, and he's part of the people that helped finding Jerry.
To date, like we are saying, they keep on demanding the money, the so-called 10 million that they are looking for. The family, they don't have money, and they've pleaded. They need help. It shows that the criminals, they knew who they have identified, and they did this particular pickup. As we go on the ground, trying to gather certain information, that there's also issues of trust deficit between some of the law enforcement and the communities. Hence, some are saying there are certain police who are involved in this, but those are just allegations for now. But that will deal with that upon the investigation. But for now, any information is crucial.
The question that I have is, so you didn't even find it necessary for you to find out how is MATLALA connected to all of this, or find out whom do they think has kidnapped Jerry? I'm trying to find out all of that as to how does it fit in. It's not just the issue of Jerry and Ket MATLALA. It's also the issue of the security company. He said that they have the same, all of them together, they're in the security sector or company. They are all running security companies with Ket MATLALA. The security guard of Ket MATLALA was unalived with DJ Sambodi because he was providing that protective services to DJ Sambodi. So you guys, you reduce your security guards who are employed by your companies to nothing, that you didn't even see the need to investigate. This guy who has been a security guard of DJ Sambodi and is under the company of VUSUMUZI Ket MATLALA. There's just a lot that shows that this man knows something. It's just that every time when such things happens, you need to save yourself, and that's what he's doing, trying to save himself so that it doesn't seem like. And that's the thing about talking, trying to save yourself. You sometimes look guilty, and you portray yourself in a certain way, and sometimes those interviews will come and bite you the day you go to the commission and you've forgotten, because lies are very much you can forget lies easily. And if you forget your lies, that's when some of us, or YouTubers, or even political experts or people in South Africa can easily judge you and be like, oh, so you here, there's inconsistencies here, so which means this man is a liar. So sometimes you just keep quiet.